Kris, I'm just curious if you can explain what Corey Perry's brought to your team since he's arrived.
A lot of leadership. I guess that's pretty a big term. Just what is leadership? I think a lot of guys have a lot of respect for him just because of his resume and everything that he's accomplished in his career. I know throughout the season he's spoken up on things that need to be addressed with our team and how we've been playing, and righted the ship a lot of the times. And I just think giving us a lot of play on the ice, making plays, whether it's on the wall or around the net, and maybe his numbers aren't what they usually are in the playoffs. Not as goal scoring that he usually does, but the intangibles of his game I think go a lot farther.
Front right.
Kris, with the power play as powerful as yours has been, how important do you think drawing penalties is going to be in this series?
Well, you can't score power play goals unless you're on the power play. I think we'll have our opportunities to be on the power play. I know Florida is one of the most penalized teams throughout the playoffs. But for us to be looking for them or embellishing, we've never done that. We're not that type of team. But the more we possess the puck, the more we're moving our feet and making plays, we're putting them in a position to take a penalty against us. And ultimately, that's all that we can control. And then if the officials feel that something's warranted for a penalty, then, that'll be good for us. But, we just have to worry about playing the game.
Third row left, Pierre.
Kris, I'm wondering, given your former ties to the Rangers organization, if you're able to tap into some friends there ahead of this series and pick their brain.
I got made some phone calls around the league and got some pre-scouts on Florida, and a lot of things confirmed what we saw, and hopefully we can use that information to help us and give us every advantage we can get, because we're playing a very good team, and we need every advantage we can get.
Second row right, Derek.
Hey, Kris, I know the guys thought that the break between first and second round was a little long with the week off. I just want to know how this break, has it been beneficial, or would you have rather played a little sooner?
It ends up being a long week. This is the second time we've done this. After the LA series, we had a long break before we started with Vancouver, and same thing with now this. But both teams are going through it. They've got one extra day. I'm sure they're ready to get going too. At the time, it's like, all right, we got some time to prepare and pre-scout and do all our meetings. But after a while, you're itching to get going and start playing.
Back left, Josh.
Kris, I'm just wondering what George Mumford has brought to your group.
He's brought a lot. I met George, I believe it might have been in Florida. First time when I just joined the team, I'd been with 4 or 5 games, and George was with us on the road trip, and things weren't going that well at the time. I just got here. We were about 500, and then, I just think so much emphasis is put on the modern day player about practicing and skill development and systems, and so much is neglected on the mental aspect of the game. And I think George has obviously filled that void, has talked to the players about what it takes for each individual on the team to play well, and try to put those players in that right headspace. And that's something I appreciate. I think it's very valuable. Every team I've coached or been associated with, we've always had a sports psychologist or something towards that title. And I really respect the message George has been giving the players.
Second row left, Frank.
Kris, there's been a lot of talk heading into this series about how your team will manage Florida's forecheck. I'm curious what you've seen from Philip Broberg and handling it in the playoff games that he's played. And as a coach, how do you handle that decision or manage that when you have someone like Vinny Desharnais that has some size that might be able to do that as well?
Yeah, no, we've got difficult decisions to make. Every player that we have has strengths that can bring to our team. And just because we choose one player or the other, it's really fine. And, with Philip Broberg, he's very fast, mobile, covers a lot of the ice, puck skills. He's very, good at moving the puck out, whether you're using his legs or just a good first pass. It's tough taking Vinny out of the lineup just with his physicality, his size. Both of them are big guys who cover a lot of space. They do it maybe a little bit differently. Vinny's a little more aggressive, physical. Broby's a little more, quicker. But throughout the series, I'm sure we'll see, like our other guys who aren't playing tonight, be inserted at some point in the lineup.
Second row right, Mark.
Kris, you've got this lethal power play, and everyone knows it's really good. Do you feel that having such a good power play can be a detriment because maybe officials know the gravity of giving you a power play? Have you found, you talked about the standard last round. Have you looking back now over 3 rounds, do you feel like your power play being so good maybe costs you some power plays?
That's tough. Obviously, I'm biased and feel that we should have more power plays called and we should be having more man advantages. But I would think there'd be 32 other coaches that feel the same way. So I just, I know past experiences coaching teams with really good power plays. I know that officials were reluctant to give power plays because of the situation where if they call something, it's almost like it's you're giving them a goal. But that's probably a different level of officials, and I would think it's different here in the National Hockey League. And I'll just reiterate that I believe there's 31 other head coaches that feel their team should be on the power play more than they are.
Last one, far right, Daniel.
Kris, just back here. I'll be the one to ask the lineup questions today. Will Warren Foegele be in, and will Philip Broberg be on the right side of the defense tonight?
Broby will be in, and he'll be left and right, and Warren Foegele will be playing.
Great. And I just wonder, you seem to find the right defense mix kind of in the end of the series in Dallas. What, at this point, given the success of those last 3 games, could factor into possibly changing that?
Well, the last 3 games we did win, but we did get outplayed in that game 6, and felt that there needed to be a little change on what we do, and quite likely we go back to it right away, and we'll just play it as we see what we need right at that moment.